Hello, welcome to 8.9 News. I'm Costain. The Farming in Protected Landscape scheme is helping to fund environmental interventions in England's national parks and areas of outstanding natural beauty. And recently, the scheme was extended until 2025. Tom Munro is the manager of the Dorset area of outstanding natural beauty and one of the architects of the Farming in Protected Landscape scheme. I asked him about the purpose of the FiPL scheme and who's eligible for funding.
So the purpose of the programme is to support environmental outcomes in protected landscapes. So that's the national parks and areas of outstanding natural beauty. These environmental outcomes are nested under the headings of nature, people, climate and place. So that's really delivering on the broad front of things that these protected landscapes should be supporting for the nation, and doing that with the assistance of farmers and landowners across these landscapes. So these landscapes are predominantly farmed landscapes. Rural England obviously is vastly occupied by farming, and those that are eligible for this fund are farmers and landowners within protected landscapes, and people working with them as well. So projects can be led by third parties, NGOs or consultants, as long as those people are working with farmers and landowners to deliver some of those people, place, nature and climate outcomes.
Do applicants need to deliver against all four pillars, or can they deliver just against one?
They can just deliver against one. The extent to which a project delivers is part of the panel's weighing up of the value for money aspect of delivery. So it's perfectly possible for one project to go very deeply on one aspect, or even shallow but at a low cost project. Many projects end up meeting several outcomes across those pillars.
And as the funding gets lower, as you sort of go through the year, do you think that panels are more likely to be to find favour with projects that meet more of those criteria, or do you think it doesn't matter? It's just about the quality of the project, and if it's really good under one pillar, that's fine.
If it's really good under one pillar, it's definitely worth applying. So it is fine and entirely acceptable. But I should add that the panels always like a project that can meet multiple outcomes in one go. And to be honest, if you're planning a sort of a multi-intervention project, sometimes it's really quite difficult not to deliver across several of those outcomes.
Now, the scheme's been going for a couple of years now. How long was it originally expected to run for, and why has it been extended?
So it was originally programmed as a 3-year program as part of the agricultural transition program. And it's been extended for another year because it's been seen to be popular. There is demand within protected landscapes. It seemed to be useful and delivering on the government's agenda. There's continued need for supporting farmers and landowners within protected landscapes, recognising often their the inherent difficulties in farming those places.
And do you get a sense when you're talking to people at DEFRA that there's a degree to which, because a lot of farmers who are already delivering around environmental outcomes are concerned about the changes and whether they will be eligible and how they'll be eligible for funding in the future, that this is a way of cushioning the entrance into the new schemes?
Certainly, it is a way of cushioning the entrance in the new schemes, and even part of the original concept of this was around helping get farm infrastructure ELM ready. So helping restructure farm businesses or re-angle farm enterprises so that they're more ELM ready.
And are the levels of funding similar up to 2025?
No, we've had a significant uplift in the final 2 years. So both year 3, that was expected to be the last year of the programme, and year 4. Within the Dorset area of outstanding natural beauty, our pot for year 3 is about £800,000. That's all been committed now. So this year has all been committed. We're taking bids for next financial year, and we've got a pot of around 800,000 for that, of which about 200,000 is now committed.
Tom, what sort of projects have you been funding through the Dorset area of outstanding natural beauty?
Well, I mean, one of the things about the programme is it's really exciting to see what inspiration and what creativity there comes from the farming community. It's not a fund that is restricted by a list of options. So the projects have been really broad. And to pick out some of the ones that have been most exciting, most interesting for us, there have been many, so it's quite hard to single these out. But let's say for a climate majority themed project, we've helped a farmer restore a section of the River Axe near Mosterton. The river had been deeply incised into the floodplain over time, so that it was disconnected from the floodplain. It didn't flood, and was acting as a fast drain, pulling water off downstream. And further downstream the Axe, there are communities that are threatened by regular flooding, so around Axminster and Musbury. The project here was inserting a huge amount of brash and local stone into the riverbed to raise the level of the riverbed, which was completed just before this recent round of storms and heavy rain. So there's been a fantastic amount of reconnection with that floodplain, slowing water down, re-wetting the water meadows on either side. So that's obviously got a climate resilience benefit for those communities downstream, but also the re-wetting will help with carbon storage within those soils, and will improve the biodiversity of the site, as well as limiting biodiversity harm to sites further downstream too.
Fantastic.
So it's a really nice rounded nature project, climate majority project there. For a nature majority project, we've supported the Hogchester Farm brush harvester project. It's a lovely project. Hogchester Farm's a small farm that has some beautiful neutral meadow wild grasslands, very flower rich, and this project supported that farm to purchase a brush harvester that can be towed behind an ATV, so it's very good for harvesting small and difficult sites. And over the years of the project, we've also supported the farmer and Dorset Wildlife Trust to work linking up both donor and receptor sites for this local provenance seed. So they have now created something in the region of 8 hectares of new flower grassland, and we're supporting them for another year to carry on that programme.
And finally, what are the key things that landowners should consider when they're thinking about making an application?
Well, I think that the important things to consider are thinking about those 4 pillars of outcome. Is the project that you are wanting to deliver meeting some of those FiPL outputs? And if that's the case, then let's talk. And one of the great benefits of farming in protected landscapes is all of the protected landscapes have a dedicated advisor that can receive inquiries and help you plan and arrange your project to maximise its outcome delivery and also maximise its likelihood of being supported through the grant funding panel.
My understanding is that in order to be eligible for funding under FiPL, the project needs to be ineligible for funding from other grant schemes. Is that correct?
It's partially correct. So the Farming in Protected Landscapes scheme can't fund items that are entirely eligible under, for instance, the Farm Environment Technology Fund or the Farm Slurry Investment Fund. Farming in Protected Landscapes does fund items that would be eligible under a countryside stewardship, but for whichever reason, whether that's sort of landowner desire, can't get into that scheme. So we can't compete with schemes. We certainly can't fund activities twice where they're likely to be supported by other schemes. But apart from the sort of technology investment type funds, we can support countryside stewardship type activity, but would like to see that as a part of a package of other activities across a holding.
That was Tom Munro from the Dorset area of outstanding natural beauty. More news on our website, 8.9.com. That's all for now. We're back soon. Thanks for watching.